Hello, friends, coming at you from the car. Welcome to another vlog. I just got my hair done and I'm so happy with it. It was getting way too brassy again up here at the roots. So she foiled me like as close as possible. Anyway, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was just there for about 5 hours. So I'm a little tired. But I'm back home, obviously. Sorry, let me try and get comfortable here. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna be talking at you from the steering wheel. Hello, hello. So I got my hair done, I got my nails done. I went back to walnut brown. I like the triple espresso, but it was just too light. I like the darkness, the deepness of the walnut brown. So back to walnut brown. Some exciting news is I signed up for an art class. I signed up for an art class at UNLV. It is part of their lifelong learning. It is a portrait drawing class. I'm so excited. It's only for 5 weeks, one class a week, so 5 sessions. And I start soon. I start in a couple weeks. And I'm so excited. And, after I signed up or whatever, I paid my registration fee. They sent the supplies list and I got really excited because I was like, when was the last time I had a supplies list? It's probably been, I don't know, a good 25, 30 years since I took an actual art class. I mean, I used to draw and paint a lot, in high school. That was my thing. That's what I really, really love to do. And then in college, I took classes here and there when I could. After college, I kind of got back into it a lot, but I wasn't doing a lot of drawing per se. I was doing a lot of fashion illustration, which is more like a amended life drawing, if you will. And that was probably the last time. And then, later on, I took a lot of obviously knitting classes and quilting classes and sewing and all of that kind of stuff. So I haven't taken a drawing class in a really, really long time. And I got so excited. When I saw the supplies list. So we're going to go art supply shopping. There's a Blick, I don't know the full name, but it's a Blick, which is a national chain, I believe. Because I remember they had them in New York. But when I lived in New York, I always just went to Pro Paint down on Canal Street. And so when I got the supplies list, I was like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? So I found Blick here, and I'm actually not close to my home. I'm actually kind of far away. And so I thought, oh, amazing. When I get my hair done, I'll go to Blick since they're close, and I can just, sort of do those two things at once. So that's what we're going to do now. Very excited. I'm very excited to buy pencils and paper. Well, what an absolute delight. I really have not been inside an art supply store in a really long time. That was a lot of fun. I found everything that I needed. It was laid out very nicely. The nice gentleman that checked me out, Jim, he informed me because I was carrying my I Love New York tote. And so he commented on it. And I said, yeah, I'm originally from New York, whatever. And he's like, do you know who designed that logo? And I said, I don't, embarrassingly enough. Milton Glaser is the one who designed it. And I'm like, I feel like that name sounds very familiar. And he was telling me that he's a very, very famous, graphic artist. And he did a very famous Bob Dylan poster. I don't think it was an album cover. I think it was a poster. Anyway, it was lovely. It was lovely. And as much fondness that I have for Pearl Paint. I don't even, is Pearl still on Canal? I feel like the big one closed. but they had like a lot of different weird offshoots because they were in this super old building on Canal. Anyway, Pearl Paint, I have a fondness for, but that place was, you couldn't find anything. I mean, unless you got familiar with it. But if you just walked in, it was very intimidating and just a ton of floors and whatever. It was such an old building. But yeah, I miss that place. I don't miss being like a newbie there, but I do miss the selection that they had there. It was quite extensive, as you can imagine. All right, enough rambling. Let me get home. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, do you guys want to see my art supply haul? So I got a sketch pad from Strathmore. The supplies list said to get the, gum adhesive sketch pad, not the wire coil, and then to get anything bigger than 9 by 12. So I got 11 by 14. There's 100 sheets. And what? Oh, this is a 300 series. I was looking for the 400 series. It's a little bit smoother, but they only had the coil, like the wire bound. But this should be fine. We're just sketching. And then I did find a set of pencils that pretty much covered my needs. She said to get a metal pencil sharpener with 2 holes, and then the kneaded eraser. And then I have a whole assortment here. However, there was one that was missing. So I got that one, a 2H. So 5 pencils, and then this I've actually never used before, but this is basically sandpaper. It's like basically kind of like a glorified nail file, but I've never used that to, is it to blend out? For repointing and cleaning. Oh, maybe it's actually for the pencil. Oh, you know what it's for actually, maybe? I got these stumps. So whenever I've taken any drawing classes, I've used charcoal and I've used tortillons. And tortillons are, they're softer than these stumps. These stumps are pretty hard. So maybe it's to file down the stumps. I'm not sure. And I didn't know what size stump to get. So I got 2 number 3s and 2 number 2s. I feel like that should pretty much cover it. And some masking tape. So that's it. That's it. I was supposed to get a board to put the paper on. So we're going to be ripping the paper out of the pad, taping it to the board. But the teacher said that she can sell us boards for like $2 each, which is totally cheaper. So I'm just going to get it from her. But that is it. That's my big art supply haul. I'm so excited. I do actually have to go look for this art bin. It's basically like a really big pencil case. I have had it for years and years. I think I got it when I was at NYU. And I took a class, probably an art class, like in 93 or 94. So it's like a 32-year-old art bin pencil case. But I have that somewhere. I just have to dig it out. I don't remember where I put it, but I have to dig it out. It's such a great pencil case. I love it. They do have like basically the same model at Blick. So if I can't find it, I'll just get another one because it was really, really good. Okay. I'm going to play with Butters a little bit. I'm going to relax a little. My God, I left the house this morning. I had to take Butters to the vet. She just needed an allergy shot because it's crazy here. You can probably hear it in my voice. But she's, her eyes have been like pink, red. She's been waking up in the middle of the night, kind of like scratching herself or whatever. So I'm like, okay, it's time. So took her to the vet this morning. And then straight from there, like I dropped her off and then I went straight to my hair appointment. So that was at 8 o'clock this morning. And it's now 4 o'clock. So I've been out all day. So yeah, so I'm just going to take a load off, play with Butters. I have to feed her in about an hour. Is her dinner time? That's it. I'll be back in a bit. You guys, one of my smoke detectors is chirping. This is going to make me insane. So, can you guys hear it in the background? I'm so sorry. One kept me up. I think it's the same one. One kept me up the other night. I actually had to put like earplugs in because I was like, I'm not dealing with this right now. It started going off at like 2 a.m. I was so pissed. And then when I woke up, it wasn't chirping. And I was like, did I imagine it? I really thought I was going crazy. But then I was out of the house and my husband texted me. He was like, no, you're right. I heard the chirping. I changed out that battery. I'm like, okay, great. Now another one is chirping. About 2 years ago, I want to say. Yeah, like 2 years ago, we had someone come in and change all of the batteries in every single one of our smoke detectors. I think we have, I don't know, an exorbitant amount, something around like 30 of them. Change them all. Like we got those like fancy 8-volt batteries, long life, whatever. Changed them all. He spent like half a day here doing it. Great. We even had a couple removed because we had like 5 or 6 in our entryway. I was like, why do we have so many in this entryway? And they were way up high. And I was like, if that starts chirping in the middle of the night, we are so screwed because we can't reach it. So anyway, we took out ones that we just would not be able to reach, like no matter what ladder we had, whatever. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we took care of this problem. And now slowly, only 2 years later, slowly, these are starting to chirp again. I cannot believe it. Is it the batteries that we're getting? They're supposed to last like forever, like 10 years long or something. And they're not even really being used, right? They're just sitting there. The batteries are just backup, as far as I understand it, because the smoke alarms are like wired into the electrical for power. The batteries are just backup if the power goes down. Are there battery-free smoke detectors? Making me crazy. Okay, but look at what I found. My old pencil box. So it flips open like this. So there's 2 sections, obviously one for pencils, one for anything else. I just have a box of charcoals in here. And then this flips open, and then you have a bunch of smaller compartments that you probably would want to keep clean. So like, I remember I would keep stumps, tortillons, and erasers on this side, and then pencils over here. I think I need to, I have colored pencils in here even. Why do I have colored pencils in here? I don't know. I don't usually do a lot of color. I usually just use graphite or charcoal or whatever. What a walk down memory lane. These guys, these Derwent Graphic, I don't even know what brand these are, but I remember them because they have this orange stripe. These guys, I think I've had since high school. Why do I even still have these? Maybe these are, oh yeah, these are hardnesses that I never really used, like 7B. Like a 7B I would never really use. Okay, anyway, I'm so glad I found this, this pencil case, which really I've had, I think I got this in high school. Maybe I got this in college. Oh yeah, and here's the pearl paint. The pearl paint. Oh, so yeah, I think, I still may have gotten it in high school. $7.85. That's amazing. I think I just saw this same pencil case idea from Art Bin at Blick, and it was $17 or $18. So more than twice as much. Not surprising. Oh, I think I had a sticker here. I don't remember what was here, but this looks like the remnants of a sticker. Maybe it was like a photo ID. Like school ID or something. Anyway, wow. Well, I have a pencil case now. I'm so excited. I'm gonna clean this out. Really could use a cleaning. This is so dirty. What's in this box? Yeah, all my charcoals and pastels. Look at this. Look at this. How foul this box is. Why would I even have colored ones in here? Like this pink. I have blue, green. This big fat blue one. Why would I have mixed it all in? Because now they're disgusting. I think I'm just gonna throw out this box. This is just way too old. Hello friends, back from the gym, just showered, and I wanted to try these new Clé de Peau Brightening Mask Treatment Supreme. This was sent to me. They sent over this big box. There's 6 sets in here, and I've been dying to try this, but you know, I've been in New York and I just got back earlier this week. So yeah, I'm excited to try this. So there's like 3 parts to it. There's an exfoliator, and then there is like the top half of the mask and then the bottom half of the mask. So it says to, obviously, to kind of start with step 1 after you've cleansed your skin. So I thought after the shower would be the best bet. And I just realized I look naked. Okay, I have a towel. Let me put a robe on. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Much better. All right, so I'm gonna open up the box, see what is inside. It's quite heavy for some reason. Okay, so, oh, okay. Each part of the mask is in a separate pouch. I feel like when I've used masks that have like 2 parts, it just comes in the same pouch. So maybe that's why this feels so heavy. Yeah, so here's the top and here's the bottom. And then, oh, okay. So there's a whole thing that you pull out here with, I guess these are the exfoliator pods. Yeah, it even has a number 1 at the top to let you know. All right, yeah, Brightening Gentle Exfoliator Supreme 2. So I did a little bit of research. I use that term very lightly, but I basically read through the ingredients is what I'm trying to say, to see if there are any AHAs or BHAs in here. I did not recognize any in here, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I have sensitive skin, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, what do I do with this exfoliator? Apply after the removal, blah, 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 blah. Apply after the removal of makeup and prior to the application of the masks. Apply to a dry face, awesome, and spread carefully over the entire face using all of your fingers, okay? Taking care to avoid the delicate eye area, rinse well with lukewarm water, pat skin dry with a towel. Okay, you may notice a gentle warming sensation on the skin, which serves to enhance the luxurious sensorial experience. All right, well, it doesn't seem like it's something I need to like leave on my skin at all. So I'm just going to peel this off, and then I'm just gonna squeeze it out. Oh, it's like a gel. Ooh, oh, neat. So there's the exfoliator. It feels like an ointment, is what it feels like. It does feel really nice. I mean, the actual product, you know, it feels very, very silky, very easy to spread. So interesting. I've never used an exfoliator that feels like this. This feels like just like a moisturizing mask. I'm going to soak up this little towelette that I have and use this to wipe off this exfoliator because it's kind of thick. I can't imagine just rinsing your face, you know, like splashing water in your face would do much. So yeah, I'm gonna use this little towelette here. Okay. I don't feel a warming sensation. All right, now number 2, oh, it's actually the lower face is number 2. So peel open from the bottom left-hand corner and gently lift out the mask. Those are the directions. Oh yeah, here's the Little open there. Ooh, can you guys see that? That's really gooey. Okay, there it is. There's no paper or anything to peel off. It has a light, fresh fragrance. It's not like the typical rose, Clé de Peau rose fragrance. It's different. It's fresher. Wow, there's a lot of goo on this. Okay, that was easy enough. And then the top half, step 3. Okay. I wonder if I should turn out these eye flaps here. Yeah, I think that sits better. Wow. This, the serum that's on these masks, this is probably the richest serum I've ever experienced in a mask. Do you see that? It's like a lotion. I mean, and there's actually, I was just thinking there's another mask that felt really, really decadent and rich, and it's another Clé de Peau mask. It's their Synactive mask, and that one is, yeah, that one's like pretty much like cream in a mask. It's incredible. Okay, how long do I have to leave this on for? 10 minutes. All right, let's set a timer for 10 minutes. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, 10 minutes are up. Oh, that is so satisfying. I just love peeling stuff, as you guys know. Do you see all this like serum? It's almost like too much. I don't think I've ever said that before with a face mask. I feel like by the time I take off most face masks, it's pretty much dried down. Everything's like been absorbed. This is like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm putting it all over my arms right now. I should bring it down my neck. That's what I should do. Anyway, that felt nice. So it is supposed to help even out your skin tone. I wish they would actually start calling stuff like brightening stuff, because I don't know if I like brightening, because I'm like, I don't necessarily, whatever. I think evening is more for me, more desirable, you know, because it feels like, yeah, like my skin's gonna be more even, or say both, brightening and evening. Wow, I'm spiraling. All right, we're just gonna have a Clé de Peau day. I'm gonna use the Eye Contour Cream Supreme. I really do love this eye cream. It's really light but rich all at the same time. Like I never feel like I have to worry about getting melia around my eyes or anything when I use this. So I'm gonna use that. And then I also have their Advanced Protective Day Cream, which has SPF 25. And it also is refillable. And this has a nice, more like a pudding-like texture. It's not super duper thick like La Mer or anything. So this will be nice, especially because I feel like that mask really moisturized my skin. I'm like, I don't feel like I need that much more. And since this only has SPF 25, I am gonna have to put an SPF on top of this, but that's nice. That's a really nice light fragrance. Oh, I love that. All right, wow, look at my skin. I feel like I have like mannequin skin. That mask, wow. I mean, it's a brightening mask, but geez, I don't feel like I have any like fine lines or anything right here, at least for the moment, or even here it's softened. Ooh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna get dressed and I'll be, oh, you know what I have to show you? I never showed you the stuff that I got at Woodbury Commons when I was there, when I was in New York. So I got some stuff at Prada, which you guys know. So yeah, let me get dressed and I'll show you what I got. Okay, I thought I would go ahead and model the first piece that I got at Prada. It is this oversized blouse. I'm thinking I'll probably wear it as like a shacket, like over a t-shirt. It's like perfect for Vegas. But these grommets are real grommets, so you can see through there. And you know what's so funny? Because they're closed off in the back too with metal. I can feel the metal, it's like cool. So I get these like little touches of coolness all over my body, which is really amazing. I do wonder if I stand out in the Vegas sun for a long time, like, is it gonna be hot? Who knows? Not that I would do that. But anyway, I just thought this was so cool. It's a little bit, it's not heavy, but there's like some weight to it, which is also really, really neat. But I remember eyeing this when this came out. I think this was a fall, I think this came out in 24, maybe? Yeah, not last year, I think the year before. I don't know if it was spring or fall of 24. But I remember eyeing this because I just love a white blouse. And a white blouse with like a little bit going on, even better. But yeah, I love it. The size that I have is a size 42. And I don't think they had any smaller sizes. I think they had 42 and 44. So if they had smaller sizes, I probably would have gotten it. But I mean, it is meant to be oversized. I don't even think the smaller sizes, again, I'm thinking back to 2024, I don't even think the smaller sizes were that much smaller because again, it's like really meant to be this like layering piece. But anyway, I love it. I love it. I just think it's so cool and so Prada. These grommets, like they've been using grommets to adorn their, you know, bags and whatever for so long. So anyway, this is one piece that I got. And then I also got another white blouse. It is cropped, which I love, straight across, and long sleeves, obviously. And then it's got these crystal details on the collar. Isn't that so cute? This is a size 40, and this fits me, you know, obviously a little bit tighter, but I don't believe this blouse is meant to be like oversized. But yeah, I love this. I love this. So easy. I just love a white blouse. I just feel like it's so easy. And I think this will layer really nicely, like under a crew neck sweater with these popping out. Love, 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 love. So I got that, and then the third garment that I got was that Miu Miu cardigan, which you guys saw in my Greenwood Lake vlog. I wore this, I think like the last day that I was there when we went to the Chris's to look at the renovation. So I got this Miu Miu sweater, and I really love it because it is like not just decor, this double layer action, it is actually like completely lined in this gray knit. So it does end up peeking out here at the cuffs. So you've got the gray knit cuff. And then at the cuff here, at the seam, there's like this really interesting, almost like reverse darting, which is really cool. And it's also at the side seams here. Isn't that neat? So this liner is silk, and then the navy on the outside is cashmere, but it's such a like heavy, kind of dense is the right word. It's such a dense fabric because it's those two finer fabrics like just put together, and everything is knit pretty densely. So it's not like, you know, like a knit. Sometimes if you stretch it out, it's like see-through, you can see the holes. There's no chance of that with this kind of knit. So there's a lot of structure to this cardigan, which is really, really awesome. I love it. I love it. So those are the three clothing pieces that I got. And then I did get a pair of shoes. They happen to be a re-edition from '96. And I had to get these because in 1996, I eyed these sandals. I couldn't afford them. I was so bummed. And I think they're like a little bit different from what I remember, and I'll show you what I think they're different. But when they came back out with these they actually came back out with in spring of 25. And for some reason, I don't know, they just kind of like fell off my radar. But when I saw them at the outlet, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I want those sandals. They are from 1996. These guys, I love this worn leather. It's so cool. And you know what I was gonna say? I think back in '96 this buckle was larger, but no, I think this was right. Yeah, I think this was the same. But I was torn between these, and they had like a brown pair that had like a bit of this antiquing, but I really liked the white one because you can really see like these scuff marks. But this is like a patent leather. And then this sole is actually really cushiony. So when I tried them on, I was like, they're very comfortable. I don't remember the originals having that little bit of cushion, I will say. I think they were just flat. But yeah, do you guys remember these from 1996? My God, I loved these so much. I'm like so happy whenever Prada comes out with like a re-edition, and it's something that I loved and missed out on. God, It's so much fun. Okay, there they are on my feet. They're quite comfortable too. I mean, the leather's kind of hard, so I think if I spent an entire day walking around in them, I'd probably have a bit of chafing. But at the moment, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. I really do like the cushion in the sole. Okay, so that's what I got at Woodbury. But I did a little shopping before I went to New York, and I realized I never showed you guys what I got. Just two very small things. But Sakai and Carhartt have teamed up again. They seem to be doing collaborations almost every single season, and I think I've shared with you my thoughts on that. Like, I've always wanted to get a piece, and when I went to Japan this last October, I like beelined it to the Sakai store, and I got a couple things, as you guys know. But when I tried on the Carhartt stuff, because it's that like heavy nylon fabric, the pieces were so heavy, at least the pieces that I was interested in, they were so heavy, so I didn't get them. I'm like, I'm never gonna wear them. They like weigh a ton. But I love that they collaborate often. So anyway, I saw at the store Feature, it's called Feature, and I remember they started here in Vegas, and they were off the strip, and they carried a lot of streetwear, and it was like 90% menswear. They do have some women's wear, but I believe since then they've been bought. I'm not sure by who, but they've moved to the strip. So now they're at the Wynn. So I was at the Wynn and I had some time to kill. And I was like, oh, I've never been to the Feature store. So I went there and I ended up getting a couple of things. So I got this Sakai Carhartt baseball hat. I just really liked the shape of it. I mean, it's a baseball hat, right? Like, how different could it be? But I don't like the ones that are too soft. So it's just like kind of flimsy and just sort of like molds to your head. I don't like that. I like a little bit of structure, but I don't like the really big, like the flat bill, really big like trucker hats. Those, not that I don't like them, but they're definitely more of like a statement, and I already have such a big head. So I loved the shape of this. I know I feel like so silly talking about it, but it's kind of in between. Like, it's not totally curved here, just a little, and then there's a little bit of structure. It's got that like really heavy con canvas, but it's not too like squared off at the top here. So they didn't have the black, because I believe this comes in this color and in black. But I thought, you know, in the summertime here, this is probably a better bet anyway. It's much cooler. But since I have started coloring my hair, I'm like, I think I do need to cover it or keep it out of sunlight. So if I go on walks or whatever, I need to wear a hat. I'm generally in the habit of wearing a hat, but not always. Sometimes I forget one and I'm like, okay, no big deal. But I'm like, I need to remember to wear a hat now, because I don't want the color to like get crazy or do crazy things. So anyway, I love this hat. And then I got a pair of these sneakers. I had been eyeing these sneakers. They're from Maison Mihara Yasuhiro. And they're these really fun take on Converse, and they have all these different styles, but these, and you'll know why, but these really caught my eye. Aren't these amazing? So they're puffy, they're like a puffer, and then all of this like sole gum work around the edge. It looks like it's melted. Isn't that so cool? So it's this funny, it almost is like this funny sculptural version of a typical like Chuck Taylor. So I just had to get a pair. I was so excited. And I think Feature's actually having a sale right now. Now the sizing of these sneakers are weird, so I just wanted to share with you, because these are men's sneakers and then they use like European sizing. So it took a couple tries to figure out what size I was. So these are a size 38, and I am typically a 39 women's or 37 and a half men's. So these are a 38. So I would, if you're interested in these, I would convert your size to men's, which is usually like 1.5 sizes down. And then I would go up a half size. And that is most likely your European men's shoe size. I mean, we think, right? Anyway, aren't these just so incredible? Now I've worn these once already, but like barely. I basically like got in a car, drove, and that's it. I didn't walk around in them too much. They are a little stiff. They're a little heavy, but the sole is a little stiff. It's like I can't even bend them. But they're so cute. And I'm like, they'll break in. They'll break in. And they're really comfortable. I think because these are padded, they are really, really comfortable. Like when you stick your foot in, they're comfy. They feel like they're being hugged. And it says, sublime meets ridiculous. That's what it says in there. And I'm like, I love that. Because these do look kind of ridiculous. And I love them so much. Guys, I was just on a call. And it was a Zoom call. And I'm looking at myself, you know, on the screen. And I noticed my cheeks getting like redder and redder. And so I think like I was starting to feel that warmth. So it was maybe an hour after I put that mask on that the redness was starting to come out, but it's already gone. And it didn't feel, I mean, it didn't feel like hot. It didn't feel irritated. Nothing like that. It was just like a little bit warm to the touch. And I can see the redness like in my cheeks, but it's already dissipated. But may I admire my skin? That's so obnoxious. But I do think that mask did a really nice job. I mean, I don't really see like the evening of my complexion, which is what, you know, the whole brightening thing or whatever. But my skin is so smooth. Sorry, the light keeps coming out because I keep moving or whatever. But so smooth. Pretty incredible. I just ordered DoorDash. Oh, your Dasher is heading your way. Excellent. I just ordered a salmon rice bowl from the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Have you guys eaten there? So good. I feel like the food always, like, tastes, looks, like everything is like, it's just super fresh. Anyway, I don't know if they have it. It's a chain. It's definitely a chain here in Vegas, and I do think it's elsewhere, but I don't know where else. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I wanted to wrap up this vlog. This one isn't quite as long as my normal vlogs, which I think is fine, because I wanted to get started on just like filming, doing shorts, doing long form videos for the Sephora sale, which starts next Friday or late Thursday night, I believe. I should actually check that. One moment, please. Sephora Spring VIB sale. Let me see, sale, 2026 savings event. Yes, it starts 4/10, which, let me just confirm, is next Friday. But if you're on the West Coast, that means 9 p.m. Thursday. So it's midnight on the 10th for those on the East Coast, and 9 p.m. for West Coast. Anyway, I'm kind of like sitting here and trying to prepare some long form videos and some shorts and stuff that I want to do for you guys. The spring sale, I know, is like, it's such a big deal. I love, and I said this in another video, like as much as I love fall, winter, and I love fall, winter fashion, I love spring, summer makeup. Probably because it's usually very like bronzy and light and glowy and, you know, lip balm and juicy and not very heavy, where fall, winter, I feel like, you know, it's darker, it's more dramatic, it's flashier, you know, with the holidays. So I personally love like spring, summer makeup, and skincare becomes such a big thing because, you know, we're all like showing a little bit more skin and body care or whatever. So I'm definitely going to be doing recommendations like I always do. Yeah, and lots of content. So I'm getting ready for that. So stay tuned for that coming next week. Well, the details for the savings event, since I'm here on the page, the code to shop online is spring sale. Online, not online, in store. If you were to shop, all you have to do is like put in your information. First access, of course, is for Rouge members, which is again on the 10th, it's 20% off, 30% off Sephora collection for everyone. And then on the 14th, which is the following Tuesday, VIB 15% off, insiders get 10% off. And then it ends for everyone on the 20th, which it's usually a Monday. Let me just check. Yeah, the 20th is a Monday. Yeah, so they're pretty consistent. Usually always starts on a Friday, and then VIB insiders can start on Tuesday, and then it ends on the Monday. So it gives the VIB and the insiders like a full week to shop, a full 7 days. All right, well, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna continue like getting ready for this sale. I'm getting ready for my dinner, my DoorDash, my DoorDash that's coming, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.